Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
So a lot of us already know that Reiki is super powerful in helping us heal and move forward from traumas and just clear energy and just feel better and just have a better mindset about life. But it can also be done on dogs. And we're going to talk to a Reiki practitioner who works with dogs. She's the owner of Howling Om. Am I saying that right? Is it Om or
You said it right. Howling
Okay. See, overthinking it. Can't do that. Tatiana Maldonado joins us once again. Welcome back, Tatiana. How you doing?
Thank you. Good. How are you?
I'm well. It's good to have you back with us. And we started last time talking about what you do and how you do it for animals. I would love to, specifically dogs, go deeper with Reiki. And I know that you use crystals. I know that they're used. I just had a Reiki session last weekend, and crystals were used. I mean, the practitioner put crystals here, everywhere as I was laying down, and my friend was with us too, and same situation. But what do the crystals do for dogs in a Reiki session?
So basically the crystals, which I use in the sessions, and I let the dogs pick them out. I actually have a client every Tuesday, a German Shepherd who suffers from anxiety, especially when he's around other male dogs. And he's been doing really well. And what I do is that I present the crystals, and you can see they're actually a dog shaped crystals. I'm not sure if you can see them, but
yep.
I have clear quartz. I have the rose quartz and then the amethyst. And so I allow them to sniff out which one or lick which one. Sometimes they grab it. Sometimes they'll chew on it the whole session. And basically what the crystals do is each crystal has a vibration. And so it'll amplify the Reiki along with the crystal. So the crystal will work with the Reiki, and it just amplifies that energy, helping release or clear or heal whatever it is that the animal's intention is for the body.
I've often heard too that if you're gonna, and same principle, if you're gonna go to a crystal shop, just wait till one speaks to you. You know, you feel something coming from
Yes.
the energy coming from it, and that's the one you're going to pick. Have you ever had a situation where a dog hasn't picked a crystal?
Yeah, there's times I always present it to them, and if they don't pick one, that means their body is not needing it at that moment. There'll be sessions where they'll pick one, there'll be sessions where they'll pick three, and there'll be sessions where they don't pick any. So that shows me really where they're at, what needs to be worked on, if they're better that day, if they need more frequencies. Same thing with the sound bowls, and I just always let them guide the session. So they don't always need crystals. And like, that's why I always present it to them, and I allow them and their body and their energy to select what it is that they need if it's needed.
I've seen you use a spray, some kind of spray. What does that do?
Yes. So I use a release spray it's a dynamite product, which is amazing. It's holistic, it's all natural. And this release spray is exactly what it says. It's release. So what I do is after I check the chakras on the animal, I spray it on them, and it's an instant release of any stagnant energy they have. It's really amazing. Like, you can see it in seconds. The owners are always blown away. Even on the horses, you can see it big time. They'll shake, they'll lick, they'll chew, they'll sneeze. Some of them will kick, some of them will buck, some of them, their whole skin raises up. Some of them will roll, horses will roll. Same with the cats and the dogs. They'll roll, they'll yawn, they'll sneeze. Some of them will salivate. They'll shake it off. So it just instantly releases any stagnant energy. It's really amazing to see.
I love this whole thing because when you do Reiki or energy healing on a human, you feel the benefits, you see the benefits, but sometimes we put up blocks. We think too much. There's too much going on. Where it's an animal, it's just instinctual. It's just coming out of them. It is what it is. There's, they're not thinking about paying the bills and, mortgage and where they got it, what's going on later today. So you really right? You see the effects. It's genuine. It's where I'm going with that.
Yes, absolutely genuine. The German Shepherd that I'm working on, his name is Beast. And literally, she saw results from the first session on the next day with his digestion, with his appetite. And then the last session, we worked on anxiousness, and she has texted me throughout the week saying, I can't wait to see you Tuesday night. I have so much to report on his anxiety, on being around other dogs.
Hmm.
And that session, honestly, which will be posted on my Instagram this week, I recorded the session, and it was magical because this dog picked out things in the room that make him anxious. And so what I do, like I said, I let the animal lead the session, and I told the owner, don't interrupt whatever he's picking out, whatever he's touching, whatever he's bringing to us. It's for a reason. And you'll see on the Instagram post and on Facebook, he picked out every single item that either makes him anxious or gives him mental stimulation to relieve anxiousness. And the owner was just blown away. It was amazing. He even picked out crystals that his owner had picked out to help him months ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's really cool. I'm even thinking about when you introduce other animals to your family. So this week, pretty sure it's going to happen. I'm getting another kitten. I got one back in July, and I think they're going to mesh well together. But how do I know? But probably would be a good idea to do Reiki on one or both, or like the existing.
Yes, absolutely. On both, you can even do Reiki on the home and they're in your house, your apartment, in your space, in the space that they'll be in. Because it'll definitely neutralize and bring in that good energy and vibration into the home, and it'll allow the cat to integrate easily, and it'll allow your current cat not to feel threatened or not to feel any type of negative vibration towards the new cat, or if you're gonna, maybe he's gonna be the new favorite and he's like, hey, jealousy or anything like that. It'll definitely integrate new space that's peaceful, that everything is stable, that there is no favoritism, and they're kind of just on equal ground, so that the transition of bringing in a cat and the transition of for the new cat will be peaceful for them.
I have to believe doing Reiki energy healing can help bring you closer to your pet, like bonds with your dog.
Absolutely. With dogs, cats, your birds, your horses, the bonding sessions that I offer, same thing. It works with the crystals. It works with the release spray, because the release spray you can also use on yourself, on humans. And if there's any stagnant energy that you're sharing with your animal, regardless of the animal, because they end up absorbing a lot of our energy throughout the day, throughout the weeks, throughout the months, even illnesses that we have, they do absorb a lot of that stuff. And so when you do the bonding session, you're releasing both of those stagnant energies on both ends. So it clears the channels for both, and it also bonds you together as well.
Hmm. Do you use a pendulum? Because they use that in the Reiki session that I did last weekend, the human Reiki session. And it was actually really cool. Tell me about that. Do you use
I
one?
sure do. So before I start any Reiki session, I use a pendulum, and this one has the rose quartz at the end. And basically, you can either hold it over every chakra of the animal, or you can just put it on your hand and say the chakra out loud. And then it'll tell me whether the chakra is clogged, whether it's blocked, whether it's open. And once I check all 7 chakras, I know what's closed, what's clogged, what's open. And those are the ones that I focus on for the session, along with whatever the intention is, and the request is of the owner. And we do that for humans as well, but you can check every single chakra on a horse, a cat, a dog, a bird. Every animal has the same 7 chakras.
Wow. Okay,
Yeah.
I didn't know that. When we did the session, the human Reiki session, questions were asked. Like, you have a question, you want it answered.
Yes.
Obviously, you can't do that with an animal the same way, but have you ever done that?
Sure, absolutely. Usually the owners will have a question, or they'll say, I really want to focus on his anxiety about being around other dogs, or my question to him, is he comfortable in this new home? Is there a space that he doesn't like, or he does like? Is there anything that I can be doing better? And all of those things will come through in the Reiki session, whether the animal shows me in the session or it'll come out later, because like I said, Beast had taken out all of these items, including her computer he pulled out with his mouth, her telephone, her iPhone, he pulled out. She was using an e-collar at the dog park, and he pulled out the e-collar from the box. So I told her, if these items don't make sense to you now, they will in the coming week. And every day I've gotten a message from her. Oh my God, this is what came through. This is the message I got. And so the animal will tell you on their own and answer the question of whatever the owner is requesting.
Wow. I'm trying to get my head around the iPhone and all that other stuff. Those are all devices that harness energy. Was there a connection there?
Absolutely. I mean, everything is energy, including a table that we think is still is energy.
Sure.
And technology has a lot of energy. So, and him bringing out the computer and him bringing out the phone, can signify many things. Can signify, I think you're working too much, and we're not spending enough time, or you're constantly on the phone, it makes me anxious, or you working so much makes me anxious. And so I told her, pay attention to these things. What is he doing when you're working from home remotely? Is he sitting next to you? Is he anxious? Is he pacing? Is he giving you little cues that'll let you know that something about the computer doesn't make him feel comfortable? Same thing with the phone. I know my dog, when I'm texting too much, he'll come and tap me like, hey, get off the phone, pay attention to me. So that's a clear sign. I know we have busy lives and sometimes we can't, avoid it. But it's always good to see what your animal is telling you, because they will give you clear signs and answers, and they will communicate with you with their body language on what they need, or what they're lacking, or what they enjoy. So yeah, they're just magical.
Yeah, seriously. And now I'm thinking, my cat, who's about, I don't know, 4 months old, whatever, does that when I'm texting. I could be sitting, laying on the couch, and I'm like this, and he comes right up here,
Yep.
and he's like, "Hello, I'm over here."
Hello, hi.
I just thought it was random, but I got to try like holding a book or something and see if he does something. I'm wondering.
Yeah, and what they're also telling you is that your vibration and your energy is different. And test it out, Steve. I invite you to test it out. Text on your phone and see what your cat does. Read a book, like you said, and see if the approach is different. Because if your energy is calmer reading a book, your cat might come and just sit on your lap and relax. If you're texting on the iPhone, he might just come and tap you and be like, hey, put that away. It's not good for you. Play with me. My energy is better. My frequency is better. Let's bond. Let's do something.
Yep.
If you're watching TV, what are you watching? Is it something that's elevating your vibration because it's scary, because it's dramatic, because there's action? Or is it like a love story or something that brings your energy down, and your cat comes and relaxes with you, or cuddles with you, purrs? All of these things are their way of communicating with us of what they feel is good for you, as well as what makes them feel good.
I never thought of it in that way. And I feel that I've got good energy in picking out animals because I've been lucky. And the ones that have been directly involved in making the selection, I got good karma, man. Good. That's why I'm hoping this next one, will be this week. Mercury retrograde starts in a day or two. Are you aware?
Yes, always.
What do you? I know we're kind of turning the car a little bit here.
It's okay.
But it's all about energy.
Yes.
What are your thoughts about Mercury retrograde? Your perspective?
Yeah, so Mercury retrograde is definitely real. A lot of things happen during Mercury retrograde, whether it's a flat tire, whether the technology doesn't work, whether your pipes burst in the house, all kinds of stuff that people think, oh, it's coincidence, or oh my God, why is this happening? But it really is the alignment of the planets, the moon, the sun, and all the energy that comes into that. And animals are very, very sensitive to all of this energy that's occurring because we might not feel it or see it, but they do see it at a higher degree and a higher level at a higher frequency. So they're much more sensitive to it. And again, you can, the Reiki sessions are great for Mercury retrograde for both you and your pet because it'll stabilize that energy. If Mercury retrograde is kind of shifting things, if it's rumbling things, if it's shaking things up in your life, doing the Reiki sessions will bring that equilibrium to both you, your pet, your home, and kind of keep you balanced because sometimes Mercury retrograde could be a little bit of a turmoil and everybody's just like, what is going on? But even the animals outside feel it. The ducks, the birds, the lizards, the iguanas, the squirrels, they all can feel the shift. And I'm a big believer in watching nature. The animals will tell you what's going on, which is why my logo is howling on, because the wolves will howl at the moon during full moon because of the way the energy is during that time. It's so amplified with the water, with the frequency and the energy of the water. And when that moon hits the ocean, it amplifies so much that all the animals in the wild, they feel it, they know it. And it's one of the reasons why the wolves do howl at the moon.
See, most people don't see it that way. It's more of a, oh, there's this big bright thing in the sky, and
Yeah,
yeah,
but it means so much. And when you combine all of these elements, so the moon, the sun, the water, it's why the water, the tides rise during full moon. They're very, very high. It's because of the energy and the frequencies. And when they're all coming together, when they're all aligning, so same with the lunar eclipse, same with the solar eclipse, it changes the frequency. And the animals are super sensitive as well, depending on what animal. Like elephants are super, super sensitive to it. We're probably one of the less sensitive to it, which is why we're like, oh my God, what's going on? Everybody's acting crazy today, or there's so many accidents on the street, or everybody's in a bad mood today. What's going on? It's the energies and the frequencies that are just vibrating along with the moon and the sun and all the planets that are moving around and that Mercury retrograde. So yeah, it's important to kind of pay attention and watch your animals, whatever it is, whether it's a bird, a cat, a dog, your horse, they'll tell you.
this isn't the first time this has happened, but your Zoom connection got wonky when we were
Aw,
talking about, it's better now, about
okay.
Mercury retrograde, and we're 2 days away from the start of it, but there is a pre-phase, so we're
Yes.
leading into it.
Yes.
I just think it's kind of funny in a way that that's what we were talking about.
Exactly.
Connection with
And the connection, exactly.
can't make it up.
Exactly.
I
There
mean,
you go.
I'm not touching anything over here, and it's all about energy. So
It's all about energy. Exactly.
we talked about this real briefly last time we got together, but you have yoga mats for dogs. Is that
I
right?
do. I'm actually creating, and I'm not sure you can see it because of the background. I think it blends in.
I see
But
it.
I'm actually creating I call them doga mats. You can't really see it, but I'll have to get a different color next time. But you can see it on my Instagram. They'll be loaded up on the website. And basically, what they are, it's yoga mats that I've called doga mats, and they can be purchased, and you can use them for the Reiki sessions if the dogs want to lay on them, or you can just have them in your home, and I can Reiki infuse them. All of the doga mats will be Reiki infused, and that Reiki will call their energy in if they're anxious, if they need to feel calmer, stable, any type of healing, anything that their body is requesting. The cats and the dogs can lay on it, and it'll constantly just have Reiki running for them, and they'll sit in there naturally, and then they'll leave when they don't need any more. And they can be even taken to the yoga classes. I know a lot of people take their dogs to yoga classes, and they can bring their own mats for their dogs, and they can just lay on their doga mats. And each doga mat has a different chakra symbol. So if you want the root chakra, the heart chakra, the throat chakra, whatever chakra you want, you can get the doga mat with that specific chakra.
Do you need, when you infuse something with Reiki, do you need to do a recharge?
You can. I would say, yeah, do a recharge, especially if you feel it's working or you feel a change, or like I say, let's say with crystals and bracelets, sometimes people say like, oh my God, I had this bracelet for like 7 months or a year and it broke. Well, really what the crystal's telling you is that it did its job. So you no longer need that. You can either purchase another one, or you can get a different type of stone. But anytime where this quartz crystal has turned black or has gotten black spots because it's absorbing any negative or stagnant energy from the animal, especially if they've been through surgery, if they've had some type of traumatic emotional past and stuff, and it'll turn black. And that's how I know, okay, it's absorbed all this energy. Sometimes it'll burst, it'll just break, and I'll go and I'll purchase another one. So same thing with the mats. If the dog or the cat breaks up the mat, if they chew it, if they break it up, it's done its job. It no longer needs that one. You can either purchase another one or a different chakra. And then, yeah, just recharge it every so often, I would say.
You said something, I never realized it, but examining your crystals for changes like dark
Yes.
marks and things like that. I never even thought of doing that. Like
Yes.
I have selenite here. It's always in front
Yes.
of me. Somebody gave it to me. Pretty sure it's legit. I've never examined it. I've never put it in the moonlight to recharge it. So
Oh, yes, you should, to cleanse it, you can always put it in Himalayan salt and water the night before the full moon, and then for 24 hours. And then once the full moon is out, put it out either where the full moon will hit, or you can put it outside and it'll definitely recharge it. But selenite is a wonderful stone, and definitely watch it because that one will pick up negative energy
hmm,
very quick, and it'll show black spots or it'll turn black, and that's when you know, oh, okay, it's done its job. I'm gonna get a new one.
wow.
I had a client, Abu, he was a hospice case, and as he was passing over, I had that same selenite stick right above his crown chakra. And when he passed over, actually, I think I have it downstairs. It turned black. It had black spots all over. And so it was just absorbing all of this energy as he was crossing over the bridge.
Wow. I never knew that was even possible. But
Yeah.
yeah, now I got to go back and look at all my crystals and see
Yes.
what's up. Um, one other question about the collars. You have Reiki infused collars. You have the mats and the collars too, right?
I do. I have collars with the stones on them. You can have little heart chakras, or I have some that have every color chakra. Each chakra has each a
Hmm.
different stone. Or I also have the ones where the stone hangs from the collar, and then the dog can just wear it and constantly have its healing stone, Reiki infused, of course, which whatever stone of their choice. They can pick any stone they want, and they can just have it around their necks. And it's really cute with the little ones. This one's a heart tiger eye stone. It's a heart one. And for the little dogs, and they can just wear it very fashionably and just have their stone with them all the time.
I love that idea. And when you first showed the collar, Tatiana, I was like, all right, the stone's hanging from it. Like that's, probably going to break off, whatever. And then I'm thinking my dog has a tag that hangs off of his collar.
Yeah.
Never gone anywhere. Didn't even know it's there. So
Yeah. Yeah,
sometimes,
for sure. It should stay on. I mean, if it comes off, like I said, I mean, some dogs do rough play. So you might want to take it off. But if it ever happens to break or get loose or something kind of where you're like, that's weird. How would it have fallen off? Like I said, it's done its job, and we can just always put a different type of stone on there or another stone.
Learned so much today, I got to tell you. Cool. Most important is this stuff can be done virtually, right?
Absolutely. We can do virtual either through a picture, and the client can send me their picture and I can set a time to do Reiki. I always let the client know what time I'm doing it, just so that they're watching their animal and let me know if they see any changes. A lot of them do. They'll be like, oh my God, he was doing this at this time, or he got super tired, or he started sleeping, or he was acting differently. So I always let the client know what time I'm doing it, just so they can give me some feedback during that session. Or through Zoom, like we're doing now, where I can see the client, see the dog, see the cat, whatever the animal is. And then I can just do Reiki through the Zoom, and it works just as well. Because as you know, we just saw how the technology has the energy, and it transfers right through.
And you don't even need to see the animal during the session or the Zoom.
Nope, I don't. As long as I have a picture, or I know what he looks like, or if they show me through the Zoom, oh, this is so and so, that's all I need.
Yep.
With the name and the pendulum and all that, it works just as well.
Yeah, for anybody that's kind of skeptical about that, I've done virtual Reiki before myself. Well, somebody did it for me. And it's real.
Yeah, it works.
And I have proof of it. Things were said that no one else would have ever known unless they had some kind of energetic connection to me at that time. I didn't even speak with the practitioner. It was just a text. Yeah, be comfortable. 8:00. I'll get started.
Yes.
And got a text like 45 minutes later. So yeah,
exactly.
It's real. The website is Howling Om. That's OM, howlingom.com. And bottom line is go to the website and talk with Tatiana, learn a little bit more about it, and bond, connect, make your pet feel better. It's
yes.
We all love our pets, like a member of the family. Why wouldn't you want them to feel the best that they can be, right?
Exactly. Absolutely.
Yeah. Awesome having you on. I appreciate it. And Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, Steve. I'll see you next week.
You got it. All right. We'll be right back. Thanks a lot.
Bye.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
Okay. Instant feedback Steve at gmail.com.
Hold on.
Almost forgot. So send
That's your email.
That's my email, instantfeedbacksteve at gmail.com.
Okay, hold on 1 second. Instant feedback. Okay, instant feedback at gmail.com.
No, instant feedback Steve.
Oh, Steve, Steve.
Correct.
Okay, at gmail.com. All right, so I'll send you my logo, and then if you want to give me a heads up on what you want to talk about next week, through the email, we can do that too.
Okay.
And oh yeah, because next week's already after. I was going to say it's after New Year's, because we could have done for fireworks and stuff. The Reiki works really well to keep the animals, kind of contained. But yeah, sounds good. I'll send you that.
Highest resolution you got. I'll give you a couple of different versions. I might make it a little smaller so it kind of sits over your shoulder, that kind of thing. And
yes, perfect. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Pleasure. All right, I'll talk to you soon.
All right, Steve. Bye.
Bye.
Are you looking for even more of the podcasts and hosts that you love? The Podcast Business News Network is proud to announce that you now have even more ways to listen live. Check out the MyTuner Radio, online radio box, and Simple Radio apps on iOS and Android, or find us online. Search for Business News Network on mytuner-radio.com, or search Podcast Business News Network on streama.com and onlineradiobox.com/US. Take your podcast on the go and don't miss a minute of the action.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers.
Day-to-day simple tasks can become pretty daunting.
I have to carry my chair up 2 flights of steps or have somebody do it for me.
What scares me the most is just the falling.
When I'm struggling with my house, I think, to have that one great barrier just
knocked down, I mean, it's crucial.
Home for Our Troops is a wonderful nonprofit that builds a
Mortgage-free, fully adaptive, handicap-accessible house. And there's no catch.
It'll be our very first home that we've ever owned.
This is a game changer.
This is where your life begins again.
We need you to join us in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
Because of you, everything's going to be okay.